Go.
Good evening, everybody. We're here for another session of Precinct Government Workshop. And what we're going to be talking about today is business. Everybody think they know business, but they ain't got no business doing the kind of business they do. Selling reefer ain't no business. It's a racket. Selling alcohol ain't no business. That's a racket. There are basically 7 levels of business, and tonight I'm going to introduce you to those 7 levels of business. But I first want to give you the definition and the science of business. See, everything in your life have to have a function. If it does not have a function that you're conscious of, or not have a function that you're viable with, that you understand, you screwed it out your life, because it don't have no place to be. The science of business. Science of business by which basic needs are provided for. How do you provide your basic needs, and where do you get your business first? You see, all of you guys got one of these, right? The precinct government.
Thank you.
Precinct government structure and outline. Okay. It talks about 6 institutions, and those institutions are church, government, business, clinic, home, and school. In fact, they're on the page in the brochure. Church, government, business, clinic, home, and school. You got one of these kids? And today I talked about church, and last week I talked about government, but this week I'm going to talk about business. Business. And see, in the Bible, it talks about a householder who was going away, Ted, and he left the servants with some money. He gave one talent. He gave the other one 2 talents. Okay. And he gave one 3 talents. He said, now I'll see how well you do when I get back. When he came back, the one who had 3 talents, I doubled it to 6 talents. The one who had 2 had doubled it to 4. The one who had 1 talent didn't double it at all. Mm-hmm. He said, I thought I wouldn't spend this, so when you got back, I had your money. He said, but no, that ain't how life works. He said, you're supposed to put use to everything that you have in your life. Put it to use. And he didn't. And so he was called the poor servant, because he didn't double his money. Now, how do you double your money? I'm not talking about flipping your money with the drug boys. That's no business. That business is going to wind up in jail. I'm not talking about having a place that you go and buy your after-hour drinks. That ain't legal. In fact, do you know it's even illegal under God to sell a man meat? Do you know that? To sell him meat. Because God said in Genesis 1:29, you ain't supposed to eat it. Now you go and sell it to him. That's against the law. See? Business is those things that provide for your health, interest, rights, and needs. Somebody say your house, you need a house. You got to stay somewhere at the element. And somebody say you a car, coat, you need those things. Mm-hmm. Those are legitimate businesses. See? Somebody say you food, you need food. The only thing God asks them to do, don't cheat you. Fair market value of everything. Don't cheat you. Don't like America has done lately. They have food has doubled, gas have doubled, insurance have tripled. See, all of that stuff, and those are legitimate business, but they cheating on the other inside. They're raising people prices, and people can't afford that. So let's get into it. I'm gonna use you guys to build this business thing. Think of when you talk about business, think about the holistic part. Name me a business there.
A holistic business?
Yeah, a business.
I'm just going to go with Whole Foods.
Food. Food is
How you
food.
doing?
How you doing?
Love.
That's
Hey,
a
Brother
business.
Bobby.
How you?
That's a business. Give me a business, Ted.
Real estate,
Housing. That's a business.
Oh yeah, damn. Okay.
grab a chair, pull it.
Give me a business.
Church is a business.
Oh, yeah, that's food.
Church is a business.
You said what's a business?
She got a couple more.
A gun store.
You next. Business. Okay, but I'm talking about, give me a whole list.
Corporation.
Like your food, farming, and kind of food. Housing, building,
A gun store.
or what?
Gun store.
That's a racket.
Just sales.
That's a business.
Sales.
Housing, clothing, retail.
How you just made it. Clothing,
Clothes
making clothes.
and food.
And you got food. Food, housing.
Medical.
Resources,
And-
and like,
Healthcare, medical,
yes,
Healthcare.
welfare.
nursing,
Insurance.
cleaning,
That's how-
exterminating.
It's all in the same category.
Now, what do you need to get all of these?
Need some.
Love.
Need some money.
You need-
Idea,
How do you get food?
Oh,
You gotta earn.
You grow it. And what do you use to grow it?
Seeds.
Yeah,
The product.
but you need what? Poles? So
Land.
you need tools.
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 All these are. And now how do you get this stuff distributed through the nation?
Through people.
Railroad,
Resources.
trucking.
Right. Through
Resources.
transportation, right?
Transportation.
Transportation.
Resources. All of it.
And what's another level of business? What's the most popular level of business today, Al?
Resources.
How you do?
Money?
Communication.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna
communication.
say, yeah, yeah. That's the top one right now. They can expand it. It's gonna get ridiculous.
See, 7 levels of business.
Mm-hmm.
And how many of those levels of business do black folks control?
Absolutely.
Damn sure.
None of them.
Can
Damn
we see
sure
the
don't
bottom?
control telephones. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, take a guess.
I thought she
Not
said-
many.
Huh?
5.
5?
Number 5?
Number 5. Twos? No.
No.
Stanley.
Yeah, we
what's
can't
that- what's the
control
two
it,
make
not
the
like that.
Stanley.
Stanley,
That black people, person.
steamer.
No, I'm trying, they make tubes. They make tubes. And then Milwaukee.
Snap-on.
They make, we don't control any of this.
No, we don't.
None of it. Not, and all of this, look, let me tell you something. Now God gave man all of this.
Policing.
No, there ain't no business, that's a record.
Yeah.
Ain't no business.
Or
That's like
security.
military.
No. God made man, put man on earth
That's control.
and told man to run, develop it, maintain it, and administer
He
it.
gave us
He gave him space,
Dominion.
element, energy, and motion, and told him to go into the earth to get the raw material to make the product. And that's any man. There ain't no white man. That ground down there don't obey no pay on man because he's white. It obeys anybody who's be responsible for putting the seed in the ground or extracting metal from the ground and forging it into tools. See, ain't no white man got no monopoly over that. But they got a monopoly in such a way, they're the only one doing it. Why?
They have wisdom, knowledge.
Because we have not been taught how to do it. They have schools where they send their boys to schools to learn how to go into the earth, get the raw material, and make the product. They don't teach you that. But you go off to school. Let me show you how we act.
Everything
And
is
let me show you how we do. We go up to schools, come back, oh, I majored in business. Well, can you go into the earth, get the raw material to make the butter? No, they ain't teach us that part. I majored in what you call transport. They taught us how to administrate business. You really don't administrate business. You administrate products that they allow you to administrate, but not business. Because you don't know how to go into the earth to get the raw material to make the product. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what he preserved that, and he built schools for him and his children, and not yours. Your kid come out of school slinging a pistol and robbing stores. His kid go into develop factories to make parts for cars, to make parts for airplanes, to make parts. And your kid looking for a damn job to flip a damn hamburger down at the hamburger shop. Because they haven't taught you business. And let me tell you something, ain't no parent died from killing nobody from not educating their child. All this education, like gold laying on the ground. And ain't no parent went down there and pulled no pistol on no people at the Board of Education say you miseducating children, and as a result of miseducating them, they're going in the streets and killing each other because the boys steal TVs because they can't make TVs. They take cars because they can't make cars. But had they been taught how to make cars, they wouldn't take cars. Hell, the president of Ford Motor Company, he'll steal no car. You sit down on the floor, y'all sitting up in the car. Why? Because the science of making cars, Danielle, is under his administration. So the question becomes, what's under your administration? Hell, our men don't even make bassinets when our children, when our wives have babies. Don't even make a damn diaper, man. Do you hear me? Well, I got it going on now, bro. What you got going on is some simple stuff. The children need to be educated to assume responsibility to make stuff. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
So I was telling the people in the precinct, you can start your business. Because in the precinct you got vacant lots, don't you? Don't you have vacant lots?
Yes.
And vacant lots is land. And land is a seed in the ground, and you need you to cultivate it, and it grows into a plant, and the plant produces food. Ain't that how? Do greens grow in the grocery store shelf?
No.
They grow where? From out the ground. Well, where's our people that's cultivating greens? Hell, now these green, white potato. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Because that is food farming. I don't care how big your farm is. If you got white potatoes growing out there, you cultivate food. But we don't even do that. We wait till we get well
some
past.
that do it.
Some that
We get
do it.
some that do it, but it's not
Not enough.
enough to take care of.
And some of us wait till we get our food stamp and go down to the place and buy it out the can. Rather than, but now, when food stamp dry up,
Hey,
you ain't gonna be able to get it out the can no more. Hey, Mama Maybach. Ain't nothing to it. You the reason for the season, Mama Maybach.
Okay. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But these are businesses, legitimate businesses. But Danielle, we don't control none of it. None. Then we gonna have to. If we gonna make it through this Trump thing, we're gonna have to start developing it here. We don't even control the garbage that come from these businesses. For instance, is there a big bin on the end of your street where y'all throw all your metal to take it back?
No.
Do you know you can make $1 million a year just taking metal back? Put it at the end of the street, let all your people throw all their metal in this bin and take it back. They weigh it up and give you money. Y'all don't do that in your neighborhood? And they don't do it in nobody else's either. I wish y'all could really hear me.
we hear you.
I hear you.
What can we do about it?
Start developing this stuff.
Yeah.
When a vacant lot becomes free, you be the first one down there. This is my plot. When spring comes, went out to the vacant lot and start planting. And somebody come down and tell you you can't, you tell them God told you you could. The earth is the Lord's
That's
and
right.
the fullness thereof. And everything that dwells within, God got rights over this planet. And start growing your food. And I tell you what, you start growing your food and other neighbors start growing their food, they ain't gonna mess with none of y'all. Because they know that you have a right on the face of the earth to grow food. It is your right. God gave you that. God gave you. Some things God gave you, we scared white folks might get mad at us to do. But God gave it to us.
White folks, it's our own folks, you know.
Well, them two, they'll come down and steal the tomatoes. They ain't gonna have to plant nothing, but they'll still hear product.
And men,
Like, man, got some big old
they
cabbages.
don't wanna do it. We had we still got it, a hoop house
Mhm.
that we, had kids doing, but then they didn't wanna do it. You know, the
See.
kids that we had. And then the ones that was teaching them, they done got old, man, like me. You know, we are old, so don't have that stamina.
And we gotta continue that until we die. We gotta teach the right way until we die. We can't say because the people haven't picked up and started doing the right way, that we gonna quit. No, we gotta teach it until we die. And if we never see the end result, God sees it. And God rewards you for it. In life or death. See, you can never stop doing righteous, even unto death. Thousands. My brother and my father, they were carpenters. They could build a house, they built a house from the ground up in weeks. Run pipes, run all this in weeks. And then my older brother, he used to teach carpentry in school. See? And some of the kids got it, and some that didn't. Now let me tell you about the ones that got it. The ones that learned carpentry, they can make a living. They go anywhere and make a living. Because there's always some woman's porch that's broken down. There's always somebody who needs a room added on. And because they got the house building skills, they can always, see, let me tell you something. If you get a skill, for God's sake, what you do for your child, if you don't do nothing else for your child, you make sure your child get a skill. Because when he get a skill, if he ain't lazy, he can always make a living by using his skill. Who was that in 1900s? Said, throw your bucket down. Throw it down right. Was that Booker T? Well, W.B. Du Bois was trying to say, go on to college, get a college education. And Booker T said, no, you throw your bucket down right here and get a skill so when you go into the world, you'll always have something to contribute. Remember that? Booker T, throw your bucket down right here. Yeah, go ahead.
So back to what Ted was saying, as he's getting older and somebody need to pass the torch to somebody else, how do you set up for, like, you're not doing this no more, but somebody can still continue doing what you want? How do you set it up to pass it on to another, as the word used, successor?
Put him under your arms.
Yeah.
Let him go with you.
Find somebody that's willing though.
Yeah, willing. And yeah, believe me. Now, there's a kid willing to learn what you. There's always a kid. You find him. Put him under your arm. Teach him as you go. Take him with you. You teach him and let him learn the skill. And then when you leave, you pass the baton on. You know, like Bella. What did Bella do to me? He took me under his arm. He taught me. As he went, I went with him. I learned science and human and community development. And right now I'm teaching. You see what I'm saying?
So somebody pass it on to you.
They passed it on to me. And I'm teaching. And I pray to God that when you guys become proficient to teach it after I'm gone. Because it can't stop.
It's gotta be a will though.
It's
'Cause
got-
I went to a conference and I saw Dr. Paul Hill.
Yeah.
And he talked about how he was the CEO of the East Nation Housing for like over 30 years.
Yeah.
And he planned for his successor to take his spot.
Yes.
But he groomed him, or
Groomed.
he or she, to take over.
Yeah.
So it was like, over time, he did it.
Friendly and, no, East End Southern House.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it all. That's what we have to do. We have to take somebody on. That's why in June, I'm gonna tell all the men in June, we're having a Black Men's Conference. And we're inviting all black men.
It's gonna be good.
But it's gonna be in Cleveland. And we're working Black on Black on Accident Help.
Oh,
And
okay.
working in concert with National Action Network. And what's gonna happen, but you can't get in unless you have a child with you. You gotta have a boy with you to get in. We're gonna provide breakfast and lunch, and we're gonna have seminars and workshops. And we're gonna have people like Ted Ginn come to talk about how do you make the connection between black boys and black men. But your passage to get in is that you got to come with a child. That's how they learn. Our children learn. They don't learn about what you say do. They learn about what you see you do. I tell you what you do. Be down at the lake. Pick up a rock and throw it. Watch it skip water. And see what she do. You know what she's going to do? The same thing. They do what they see you do. So if you don't want a child doing something, don't let them see you do it.
I got a good example.
Good.
Well, I kept my grandson for the winter break. He stayed with me and Al.
Okay.
And he said, Granny, Al took his shirt off. I said, boys can take their shirt off. He didn't know. I said, boys can walk around with that shirt on. He said, can I take my shirt off? I said, yeah, take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Cause see, he got seasonal asthma, so he always hot.
Yeah.
But he didn't even know. He go, you know, my daughter raising him, so she ain't walk around with her shirt off.
Right.
So he don't see a man with a shirt on.
Right.
I said, can I take my shirt off?
Ain't that something?
Wow. So it's little stuff you don't know that they need to know.
They need to know. And that's why our life got to be exemplary. We got to live a godly life. Because otherwise, what are we teaching the children? If a mom at home smoking reefer with her daughter and her sons, what's she teaching them? Or if a father smoking reefer, you see what we teach? We have to live a godly life so our children will learn a godly way. How else if they don't come through us? You see what I'm saying? Okay. Clothes making. We got people in this neighborhood that can make clothes. They're better than Pierre Cardin. They're better than Louis Vuitton. They're better than Yves Saint Laurent. But they can make clothes. We haven't set up a scenario where the old ladies can come with the machines and just make clothes. And they need to teach the young girls how to make clothes. How many of y'all can sew? Just sew. Sew with your hand or sew with a machine. Okay. Well, the young kids got to learn that. When some tear, oh, let me go down and get me a new one. And that's how the man keep us enslaved. See? Yeah. When I was going to school, my socks had holes in them. Mama didn't mend them. She said, huh, that didn't even. I had to sit there and sew them holes up in them socks. Yeah. Because we was poor. But you couldn't tell us we was poor. My socks was mended. And my pants was iron. Had a crease in them every day. Crease in khakis. Crease. Man, I'm telling you. But that's how Mom taught us. To take care of our clothes and take care of ourselves. We may not have but 2 or 3 pair of pants, but believe me, when we wore them, it was clean and fresh. That's what my mama did. See?
When you get older, actually,
Our health care. Now, actually, these two right here goes together. Food and health. Because you eat your medicine. You eat it every day. So if you're eating poison, you got to look and check yourself. You see what I'm saying? If you sit and eat a pig foot, you know you're going to have high blood pressure. See, but you know it. Ain't no need to try to act like you're going to eat like crazy and then come over, oh God, you saved me. No, ain't no such mess. You got to eat healthy to be healthy.
why you snitch on me?
Yeah, see? You got to eat healthy to be healthy. Tools. You can't go cut down a tree with a hammer. You ever tried it? You cut down a tree with a hammer?
Need the mental tools too.
Yep, need mental tools. But I'm talking about physical tools now. You need tools. Don't you know a man who has the proper tools can get the work done twice as fast than a man that don't? See? Yep. Transportation. A lot of us take up trucking. And we move stuff all over the United States, but we don't own the trucking line. We had to work for somebody else. When did this thing, I remember in the 90s, I was working at over here at on 55th and Cedar at BGS. But I was also managing a building for a white guy. His name was, and he owned all these big buildings on Lakeshore. Mr. Price, he owned all these buildings on Lakeshore. So I went to him one day, I said, no man, I ain't gonna keep doing this. How'd you get your first building? He said, he told me I did it. I said, look, I wanna make $1,000 loan, because I wanna put it down on my first house. He lent me the $1,000 loan, and I worked it off. But I bought my first house. And you know, after I bought my first house, I never had a broke day since. Never had a broke day since. So I started renting out, and then I bought about 4 or 5 houses. But I was providing homes, and it was paying me swell. You have to take your time and look at your life and say, what can I provide? See, because God give all of us gift, skill, time, and talent. But what can I provide to take care of you? God never meant for you to be hungry and begging nobody for nothing. He meant for you to have your own. That's why he gave you a mind. If he didn't want you to have your own, he wouldn't have gave you a mind to think with.
Oh, that you should have did what you was told to do.
Do what you're told to do. You're right. You're absolutely right. So these are the 7 levels of business. But everything in here come out of the ground. Come out of the ground. We have not been taught how to go into the ground and get the raw material to make the product. And they intentionally did that so that we wouldn't compete with them.
We used to pick cotton.
We used to pick cotton, but we didn't own it.
We picked
We
fruit.
picked for old man Charlie, but then we didn't know how to read. So when we took our cotton to the bale thing, you might have had 50 pounds. DJ, you ain't got 20. And what could you do? Argue with him? You couldn't argue with them because they jump on you. Nigga, you wise nigga. You know you got 20 pounds when you know you have 50. You know what I'm saying? So when you know better, you learn to do better. That's why we got to start teaching our children better. See, we got to start teaching them better. Son, come on, go. And my grandson, the one that got killed, I used to take it with me all the time. When I went on to my houses to fix stuff, we put floors in, we put walls in, we did all that stuff. He had all that knowledge in himself. That's why I was upset when he started hanging with these foolish boys. I said, you know what, they don't know how to build a house. Why are you hanging with them? Them boys don't know how to do nothing but play basketball, flip hamburgers, and smoke reefers. But since he was my surrogate son, I didn't have him on the time to take that stuff out of him, you know, that street stuff, to teach him the science. So you was not taught to assume responsibility for creating this for yourself. And that's why you got black folks in the neighborhood, they walk downstairs stepping over garbage. You ever see somebody do that? Or stepping over trash and not picking it up? You ever see people do that? And just walk past that fake paper, throw it over down on the ground. They don't respect the cleanliness of where they live. Why? Because they never assume responsibility for where they live. I tell you what you do. You get your daughter and about 5 little girls and have them paint a house. Have them go and paint a house. I mean, go up on the ladder and all. Paint a house. I bet you, if a kid come down there and mark on that house, they'll have them to fight. They'll have them to fight. Why? Because they showed ownership when they painted, and they would not let nobody mess it up. They will not try. He who assumes the responsibility becomes the authority, and they will be the authority. Out of what? Just out of work. But we got to keep them busy. We can't let them go with just with SpongeBob and all that other stuff. We got to get that out of their life. We done been sold a cartoon to you. We've been sold a cartoon. Transformer, look at Transformer. You know ain't no damn Transformer, come on. We've been sold a lie And we keep repeating that lie to our children,
That's like the Easter bunny, man.
like the Easter bunny. You know, I know that rabbit laying eggs. Yeah, you're right.
Only
We
mammal
said-
lay egg is platypus.
Yeah.
You said what?
Only mammal lay egg is a
It's a
platypus.
platypus. And you can't get close to him because he got a little sticky. If you sticky, you poison.
Yeah.
So we have to start teaching our children the truth about business. My grandson, he just finished college in Chicago at Loyola University. When he was living with us, I went and bought him a lawnmower. He went through the neighborhood. He solicited customers. That boy made so much money. He had customers lined up. He had a calendar. I do this one this day, this one that day. And he made his own money. He wasn't lazy, and he knew he couldn't sit up at the house with that damn PlayStation. He knew that didn't go in my house. So he got up and he went out and made money. But right now he graduated from Loyola. He started his own business. He started a cafe. But that's because of influence. The influence you put on the child is what the child live out. And we have to put the business influence in our children's head so they learn to take care of themselves financially. And women stop depending on men to take care of them. I mean, you're supposed to have a husband, you're supposed to work with a husband.
Well, yeah. Be a helpmate, not
Be a help, right.
not a financial a problem.
You said it.
Yeah.
You know, a hole in the tub don't do you no good.
Unless it's at the top.
Yeah.
Or you pour the water in there.
Well, you think you can't run out of money? It's people $500 million in hit the lotto, $300 million gone.
Gone. Y'all hear about this man up in New York that hit, first brother that hit the lotto? And what did he do? Hit the lotto, I think he for $5 million, wasn't it? And he got this white woman, you gotta leave Uncle Bubba folks alone. He got this white woman to help him because he didn't understand how to count and stuff. Not only did she take his money, she had him killed. Y'all didn't read about that? You can't let Uncle Bubba in your business nowhere. I trust the most ignorant black man before I trust the smartest Uncle Bubba. Because I know in his heart he don't have no good intentions. You understand what I'm saying? In his, if a white man sees you with something that's good, he wants it.
Yeah.
He wants it. And he'll do what he have to do to get it from you.
Yeah.
And y'all out there in the land, you looking at it, I said it. If a white man sees you with something good, he wants it. And if you don't give it, he'll find a way to take it from you. They come along, look. Black man invented the cotton gin. Eli Whitney took it. Black man invented the light bulb. That one. The white boy took it. See what I'm saying?
Meeting didn't start yet.
The black man invented the stoplight. What black city did he put it in? Shit, the white man took it. Gave him $40,000 for the stoplight. Sold it all around the world for billions of dollars and gave him $40,000 for it. Anytime a white man sees with him, he wants it. If it's good, he wants it. And if you don't give it to him, he'll take it. If you don't take it, he'll keep it.
You try to.
He'll try to. But
Everybody's scared of that.
yeah, but I'm telling you, better be. He's a dangerous fella. He killed his own mama for her house. Anybody kill, they'll take their own mama and put her in a nursery home to take her money. I'm scared of it. That's all I had nothing to do with it. No. All right, y'all understand business now. But now, all of this business is a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. The right way to do it is a just, healthsome, wholesome way. The wrong way to do it is try to cheat people. See? Now let me show you one last thing I want to tell you about. Like Muslims. Allah told them not to eat pork, but they'll sell it to you. Go to this store up here on 152nd.
Son.
Yeah, 152nd in St. Clair. That grocery, yeah.
Simons?
Yeah, they'll sell pork to you, but they themselves can't eat it. Allah told them not to drink alcohol, but they'll sell it to you. So if I give you something that I know is not fitting for me, what do I think of you? Couldn't think much, could I?
Beneath me.
Couldn't think much.
But if you buying it, whose fault is that?
Well, it's my fault for selling it to you, your fault for buying it. It's
I'm
my fault for selling
I'm
it to you.
going home with a check.
And that's why the world is in the shape it's in. Anything for $1.
Nobody make you buy it though. You know.
Like sisters on the street selling their body. Nobody made the guy buy it. But both of them wrong. He's bad for buying her body. She's bad for selling it. She don't see the sanctity in her body, and he don't see the virtuousness in her. So both of them are wrong. And two wrongs don't what?
Make it right.
All right, y'all, there any questions?
Make it even though.
Are there any questions about business? There any questions about business?
It's a little too late for us.
Yeah. No, it ain't too late. It ain't too late. You can always start tomorrow and start doing righteousness.
What you think about it?
Hmm?
As soon as the thought come up,
And the way you activate that thought, anytime you get ready to go into a business transaction, you simply activate God. God, I acknowledge you in all my ways. Please direct my path. And before long, God steps in. He says, don't do that. That ain't right. And you know it's not right, because God gonna tell you that ain't right. And God don't come down and talk to you face to face, but he'll put it in your spirit, and he'll put it in your mind, and he'll put it in your heart.
and then you have to keep
That's
your message
right.
in.
There's something ain't right about it. Y'all have never been get ready to do something God told you wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't come down and talk to you, did he? He just put it on your heart, didn't he?
Yep.
I was going to buy this car from this guy down the way. And when I went down, I had my money in my pocket. I went down the way, and he come out by the car. But I could look, there was other guys standing around. He said, and I seen it. After God let me discern it, and I seen it. He said, did you bring the money? I said, no, I didn't bring the money. I just come look for the car, look at the car. Because I discerned that they was going to try to rob me. God give you that discernment. That discernment. Yeah, all you have to ask is, acknowledge, God, I acknowledge you in all my ways. Please direct my path. And he will. He will. Y'all wouldn't have made it this far if God left y'all alone. You couldn't make it this far alone. You couldn't even kept yourself breathing this long if God didn't take care of you. And none of you have ever ran into something that was so tough that you didn't think you was going to get out of, that God didn't get you out of. If you have, talk to him. You done had some pretty rough times, but you ain't had nothing so rough that God didn't get you out of it. I bet that. I bet my life on that. I bet my life on it. Because you're here now. All right. But that's business. And we're going to have to study business because Trump and them don't plan on giving us nothing. All right, any questions? If not, I'm through it. Okay. All right, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you all.